Morning. Welcome. Excuse my throat here. Fighting a little bit of a cold as it's that time of year here in Portland where it's rainy and cold and everyone seems to be getting sick. I am so happy you're here. If you are joining live, hello. I will wait to see people popping in to say hello. If you are watching this recorded, that's fantastic too. I know everyone has busy schedules, and we're doing this at 10 a.m. on the first Thursday of each month. And many of you are maybe at work in a corporate setting or in school, so can't necessarily attend at 10 a.m. And if you're on the East Coast, it's about lunchtime for you. So welcome, and hopefully this is a good time to join us. As you know, my name is Britta, and I'm the founder here of Inside Fashion Design, and also this platform, which is IFD Connect, is what I call it. And it's where you can connect with like-minded fashion industry pros and students and mentors and experts. So this is a place where you can pop in and get to know someone and connect with someone that can be a support person for you, just a friend to chat about your journey and your work. So I encourage you to participate, as I think you will get a lot from it. So hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside Fashion Design Open Office Hours. I am so happy you are here. This is our monthly time to connect live. Think of this as a coffee chat where you can just be chatting with a friend. We can share ideas, questions, support one another as we navigate our creative journeys. As we all know, the industry is it can be very overwhelming, especially these days. I just posted an article on eco and anxiety, and I had been doing a series of blog posts on mental health and addressing some toxic situations that happen in the industry, the fashion industry. I know they happen in all kinds of industries, but since my knowledge and experience is in fashion, that's what I talk about. And so we are here, and I say we because I've got a wonderful team and other members. So we are a collective. We are all in this together. So welcome again. And I would love to hear from you, who you are, what you do, perhaps where you are in your journey. And so during our office hours, we will start having conversations, more of a roundtable type discussions as people pop in. So we can talk about whatever comes up. You can share your work, questions, concerns. We are going to do member features where you can be featured, where you get the floor for a little bit, probably not during the office hours, but perhaps as a separate thing where we do member introductions. So stay tuned for that. And if you're interested in sharing your work or your goals or your challenges, specifically, we can have you come on and chat with us so we can give you support and guidance that you need, and we can learn from each other. So I'd like to start our sessions with a moment of intention. So even if you're joining the replay later, take in a deep breath, then hold it for a second and let it out, and think about one thing that you want to create, learn, or experience this month. So we're in November. Of course, it can apply to any month that you're watching this, but I like to do this at the beginning of each month. Is what is your intention for the month? Do you have one main goal, or maybe it's a part of the process that you're in that you need to complete, and you'd like to complete it within the next couple of weeks or within this month? So what is that intention? If we set this up front, we can hold each other accountable and do touch bases along the way. We could message throughout if you post. Oh, actually, I'm going to request post your intention in the chat on the platform. So even if you're watching this live, who cares? 3 months later, it doesn't matter. What is your intention of what you are working on right now? And is there one small step you're excited to take towards that goal? Oftentimes, our intention and what we're working on has challenges and maybe some tasks that aren't our favorite things to do, but it's things we need to do to get there. So think about what is exciting about this intention and this task that you're working on for the month, and think of the end result, and think of what you'll feel like after. So getting through maybe those, non-exciting, non-sexy tasks, um, you can get through them easier if you keep that end result in mind. I often think about, if I'm doing a big presentation for, a sales group or a buyer or a panel talk or something. I'm one of those people that I'm an introvert. I don't love speaking in front of a huge audience. But what I think about and what I focus on is what it will feel like after I'm done. And that always gets me through because I know I'm going to be excited afterwards. I know I'm going to have conversations about, people's, reaction and their experience and what they got out of it. And that all makes me feel really more confident and excited about what I'm providing and what I can do that's going to hopefully affect and change people for the better and inspire people. So think about that. Um, I have a quote here I'm going to read. It's from Arthur Ashe, and it's one of my favorite reminders. It says, "Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can." And that's by Arthur Ashe. So think of it that way. Start where you are, use what you have, take advantage of the tools that you have. Part of one of the tools, consider as a tool in your toolkit, is Inside Fashion Design to connect. And we have tools and resources here that can support you. And then do what you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be necessarily complete. Take that one step at a time and do what you can with what you have now. And over time, you'll progress, and one foot in front of the other. And as long as you're going in that direction, you will eventually get there. So the purpose of the open office hours, it's a space for you, whether you're a designer, a maker, a student, a brand founder. It's for you to ask questions about design, product development, sustainability, navigating next steps in the industry, career goals, etc. It's an open forum where you can pop in and chat. And I don't know, I guess we could be kind of thought of as a support group for you. So what you could gain here, what you will gain, is mentorship and industry advice. You can get feedback on projects and ideas, guidance on sustainable design practices, support with business strategy or branding, inspiration and accountability. So think of it as your creative sounding board. Bring your ideas, bring your questions, or even what's been challenging you. Chances are somebody else is wondering the same thing. So think about, again, what are you currently working on? And what do you want your intention and your goal for the month to be? And think of this also. What's one big win, big or small, that you'd like to celebrate this month? I think that's really good to think about as well, because maybe the previous month you were in a different phase of development, or you had a different challenge, different goal. Think about the wins that you have had. And even if it's teeny tiny, if you made progress in the right direction, count that as a win and pat yourself on the back, because as we all know, the industry is tough, takes a lot of effort and sometimes a lot of patience because things take time. So give yourself a pat on the back for that tiny win, or a bigger win, whichever it is. Acknowledge that because you are making progress. And I'd also like to know from you, what is one area you'd love some feedback and support on? And if you share this with me directly through messaging or post it in the feed, you could be surprised at what other people are experiencing and perhaps have gone through already that can share with you their advice and guidance. And from their experience, they can speak to that. And so share with us in the chat. You can put it in the feed. What is one area you'd love some feedback or support on? So let us know. So what am I working on? I'm going to share with you what I'm working on because I have an intention and goals for the month. I have broken it down into it's a longer term result further down the road that I am working on a goal and a vision that I have for Inside Fashion Design. But I break it down by month so I can do a chunk at a time. I love the I love the saying, chunk it out. Think of things in chunks. If you think of your overall master plan or your big goal, it can be overwhelming. So break it down into chunks, bite size. It can be it could be a couple kernels of popcorn or a handful of popcorn, but it's not the whole tub of popcorn. So break it down into bite size steps. So that's what I am. That's my approach to things. And then it doesn't feel so overwhelming. I share that with my kids too. If their room is an absolute disaster, they look at it and they're just like, I don't even know where to start. I'm like, just start with the laundry, put your socks away. One simple thing makes a big difference. So that's my philosophy. So what I am working on. I thought I'd share today about what I'm working on a little bit behind the scenes, just to give you a sense of where Inside Fashion Design is heading and what's inspiring me right now. So I have been working on a strategy, an updated strategy for my emails, for reaching my ideal community member, and you. And, that's takes a lot of maybe tweaking and revising to find what is resonating with your audience. So whether you're, independent designer, I think finding that customer and really determining who they are and what their pain points are, it takes time, and you might have the idea in your head and know what you want to go after. But then you have to fine tune it, get down to the nitty gritty, and really get to know who that person is. And that is something I have struggled with here at Inside Fashion Design, because it's very broad. And people say this all the time. It's like, if you're trying to serve everybody, you're serving no one. So I think occasionally as a creative person, and I get excited over different opportunities that come up, and which could be a different consumer, things that people that I meet. So I tend to be very broad, and it's people that work with me know, like, it's hard for me to narrow down, because I like all the shiny objects, and I like all the things. I like this person, and I want to go after that person, and I like the students, and I like, so it's not an easy task to do that. So I have been personally doing this myself, is really trying to get laser focused on my ultimate goal, my ultimate ideal community, and so that I can provide the proper articles, resources, connections that will resonate with you. So in order to do this, I have my email list, and I have a pretty decent following through email, which is fantastic. And so thinking about the emails that I get, the newsletters that I have signed up for, and which ones I really open and which ones I really care about, they have a certain vibe to them, and I know which ones I can delete and which ones I want to read. And so I want to create that email that you look forward to, that my audience looks forward to every single week, as a little boost of positivity and a little encouragement. So with that in mind, I have been working on mapping out what I'm calling Monday Momentum. If you have followed me on LinkedIn or any of the other socials, I do Monday Mindfulness and Monday Motivation. So now this one is Monday Momentum, and meant to give you a little boost and a little burst of, a little shot of adrenaline, energy, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, to set the tone for the week. So it will be a short weekly email that I send out every Monday, kind of a mix of reflection and progress updates, what I'm working on, what's been challenging, and what's keeping me motivated, because I want to share with you what's happening in my world as well, and be transparent. I have challenges and a lot of business things to deal with, just like everyone else. So I want to share those with you so that we can experience these things together. And the idea is to help set the tone for the week for myself and for this community with a little dose of inspiration, honesty, and accountability. Because let's face it, building a creative business or brand can feel overwhelming sometimes, and even the smallest steps forward do matter, as I've mentioned. So if you are here live or watching later, I'd love to know, what is the one thing you'd like to make progress on this week or this month? It can be tiny, just something that moves you forward. Something else I've been thinking a lot about, as I've mentioned, is my ideal community member. The people I love working with are are creative professionals, designers, small brand founders, and students who care deeply about purpose and sustainability. And maybe you've been in the fashion industry for a while and you're looking to realign your work with your values, or maybe you're starting your own brand and need some support and guidance and community. You're curious, you're open-minded, and you want to create in a way that feels good for you and for the planet. And if that sounds like you are absolutely in the right place. And so, does that resonate with you? I'd love to hear what brought you into this space and what kind of work you are creating right now. So, for open office hours, as mentioned, it'll be the first Thursday of every month. And over the next few months, the content from the Monday Momentum emails and to these office hours will be focused on the conscious design pillars. And if you missed our session last week, which we went through with Ian Peterman, who guided us and led us through his conscious design principles, those have really inspired and what's the word? I incorporate those design pillars now. It's part of everything that I think about when I'm developing or working on something. And so I built that into a topic and theme for each month, and it goes along with the courses also available on the platform. So I encourage you to take a look back at Ian's video recording. It is free and open to everyone. It's in the online learning section of the platform over on the left-hand bar. You'll see online learning. If you click that open, you'll see all the courses that are available are listed there. So Ian Peterman wrote the book Conscious Design, and his design pillars are observation, impact, connection, inclusion, and legacy. And these pillars really represent what Inside Fashion Design stands for. They're the compass for conscious creation, from how we design to how we connect to the kind of legacy we want to leave behind. So I'd like to know from you, which one of those pillars speaks to you the most right now? Observation, impact, maybe connection. There's no wrong answer. It's always shifting as we go. And of course, along with our processes and things we're working on, which phase of design are you in? Which phase of your career are you in? So think about those pillars, and we're going to talk about how to incorporate those throughout your work over the next couple months. So I'd love to know, is there a particular one that you really want to focus on, or one that really speaks to you? And perhaps if you don't have a overall intention or goal for the month, maybe one of those could be it. Maybe your goal would be to look at observation. What does Ian Peterman mean by observation? What does that involve? What does that include? What do I need to do to figure out, to take the steps to be observing before I go into maybe the next phase of whatever I'm working on? So that could be your intention for the month. I encourage you to, if you don't have one, you could use one of those and do a little research and look at the video and decide how you can make that the focus of this month. So in addition to our office hours once a month, I wanted to share what's happening over the next couple months here with Inside Fashion Design. It is November, and as of course we all know, the holidays are quickly approaching, and not even before Halloween was open, Christmas decorations were already up in the store. So I barely have my pumpkins outside, and then it's time to switch to holiday lights. So it comes up very fast. It is November, And so in December, we are hosting our holiday soiree right here in Portland. And I'm collaborating with Seems to Fit Fashion and Seems to Fit Interiors, which is a beautiful space in Northwest Portland. And together we're going to host, it is a first Thursday of the month. And if you live in the area, you know, the first Thursday of every month in Portland, galleries and shops open their doors and everyone comes out and kind of walks the neighborhood and has a glass of wine and pops into different galleries and stores. And so it's a very fun evening and a lot of people come out for that. And so the doors will be open. Seems to Fit is a full retail space, so they have regular business hours. But we will start kind of the festivities around 3 o'clock. And we're going to have a designer showcase with local designers, sustainable fashion. It's about community connection and celebration. We will have nibbles and cocktails and a red carpet where you can share what your favorite sustainable, upcycled, vintage, pre-loved, made, designed by yourself outfit to inspire others. I believe we're going to have some models there with the designer showcase, where the designers get to share the story of their brand and their vision and their purpose for what they create and the story behind their work. So that's December 4th, and it's free and open to the public. So come on in, bring a friend, join us. We'd love to see you in person. And then in February, actually in January, I will be headed to New York. I am working on an event for January 31st with a new partner of mine, Unique Fashion Foundation. And we will be, there's fashion shows and designer competition, and it's AI combined with it's like phygital, so it'll be some digital, some physical, real. So watch for that. I will share more when I have the details. That will be in New York City, but it will also be virtual, so you can join. It's January 31st. And then following that, right after in New York is New York Fashion Week. And so I have been hosting an event at New York Fashion Week for I think this is my fourth one we'll be doing. So it's become a regular event for me. There's 2 fashion weeks, if you know. There's one in February and one in September, one for spring and one for fall. And I have met and had partnered with Jude Kingston, who is Australian and from Mind Your Fashion. And she will be flying in and doing some New York Fashion Week events herself. And we will be partnering on our event, which I believe is February 12th. So watch for that. And of course, I'm continuing to develop and share lessons from the Conscious Fashion Design Academy and our Masterclass. So if you are not aware of the Masterclass, we are starting it this month. It will be November 20th, and it will be led by an industry pro. We call her Yay. And the information about that is in the platform. And that is for our student and pro members. And this is where I was announcing we need beta testers. So this is the first time we're running this course. It's not the first time for Yay to be running this course. She has done this through her own network and platform. So she has proven a proof of concept of all of her work. Plus she has all the years of experience, which is what she bases the class on. But for Inside Fashion Design Connect here, it is the first time we're launching this. So we are looking for beta testers, which you get to provide feedback and help us refine and tweak along the way so that we can offer the best program for you. And so, as I was saying, you do need to be the student or pro member, but as a beta tester, there is a 50% off deal. And so you get 3 months, I believe, free, which will cover, not free, 50% off, sorry. And so check that out. All the information is on the landing page of our community here. And so that's what's keeping me busy. I'm working on a little bit of everything as a solopreneur. You juggle a lot of hats. So I am working on building education and community and the storytelling that happens here. And my hope is through all of this, the classes, the events, the emails, and these open office hours, we can build a place where designers and creatives feel supported, inspired, and connected. Because when we share what we're learning, we all move forward together. So again, what's one word that captures your intention for this month? Maybe it's growth. Is it focus, connection, calm? Go ahead and drop it in the chat or in the feed, and hold it in your heart as we start moving forward and with these sessions. Thank you for joining today, whether live or on the replay. These sessions are meant to remind us that we're not alone in your journey. We are part of this creative community that's learning, growing, and shaping a more conscious future for fashion. So I invite you once again, before you go, share with me that one word, whether it's calm, courageous, connective, creative. What is that word? And carry that with you for the month, and use this platform to help us support you. So put it in the feed, put it in the chat. What is your intention, goal, focus for this month? And I'm going to leave you with one more quote, and it's from Eileen Fisher. And she says, when you design with intention, you design with impact. And that's what we are all here for, hopefully, is to make a greater positive impact. So I am here through the platform. Feel free to reach out anytime. And hopefully you can join us on November 20th. If you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to send me a note or a message, either through the platform here or my email, design@insidefashiondesign. And I appreciate your time and listening to me today and get through with my scratchy voice here. And I appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye. Have a good week, a good month. All right. Cheers.